Hey, it's Eric here with a replay of a pretty significantly good mermaid match I just had here. So I'm gonna go see last game. Alright, so what am I doing? I get the village one. I have to save the villagers and get them out of the town. There's one. Here, as I'm a mermaid, I use my water magic. Only a few tile artifact glitches on that spell as they transform. Just kind of managing the situation, saving villagers, as you do, getting them outside. It was actually kind of hard to tell where the boundary of the village was here, because I'd flooded so much of it. Smooth transitions on the terrain happening outside the village, which uses a kind of a more blocky tile set. Murderous scorpion, can't wear the glosses because I'm a mermaid and they don't have an accessory slot. Because the kind of half-humans don't use human tools. I don't know. It happens to be a role. So, battling a couple things at once. Here I go with the pelican and the shark. My tame piggy goes down. I feed the pelican a fish, eat a bun to recover some health. And in I go to the next quest. It is very quest-heavy. You do a lot of quests. That was a very lucky one. It was solved quite quickly. It can happen. Feels alright. It's like, oh, there, I did it. You know, fortune favors the bold sometimes. Maybe a few places the RNG could use some work, but I don't know. It's kind of how it's supposed to be. You win some, you lose some. Battling sharks and other sea creatures as you do with the mermaid. The really exciting bit of this match is actually towards the end, in the final few minutes. That was an interesting bug. I'm going to check if I want dolphins to survive being hit onto land and then kind of flopping off. I don't know what's actually going on there. Maybe because they're mammals? I guess it makes sense. But I actually go out now to check that, and I think I try to hit a lobster out. Or no, I hit an octopus out, and it does die. Sorry, that did happen, I should say. The replays go kind of fast. So now I'm on the so-called castle quest. Just taking part in the, you know, sadistic, brutal, gladiatorial combat of these kind of people in the palace. She's very happy about it. I was a bit confused here. One must keep out of harm's way. There's still a few enemies around. This eagle couldn't find me because mermaids naturally swim under the water and have camouflage. So it's actually interesting he couldn't track to me, but he would have been aware. Eat the egg. Out we go. So, in this very esoteric game, I have now finished all the quests, and now I'm just showboating, and this is kind of the fun part. So, battling all these eagles chasing me that know where I am, I kind of use a water spell, bash them about, take a couple out. I'm wearing plate armor at this point. It's kind of nice, you can swim through the water in it for just one action. It does take 3 actions to do just about anything else, like get out of the water. But 3 is kind of the max number of... It's called struggle. I call it struggle. It's like how many times you have to tap on a tile to actually get there and do something. So here I am, manger on some bread. I open the gate that you go through to finish the game. You have to get past the gatekeeper, and he's now in place, or he's stepped aside. Here I use an ice spell, a minor ice spell, but it still does kill in the water, as everything that was in the water is kind of frozen into an ice cube. Is how the logic works, because they were in full water. If the water froze solid, you'd suffocate, right? So the game kind of kills anything that is frozen solid into water, just to simplify that aspect. I take a newspaper from this library. I rest up, I'm gonna play around a bit. Here I am just battling sharks and being a jerk to dolphins. I read a newspaper which sends humans to sleep. Newspapers are boring. Newspapers are boring. This is hilarious. I go berserk with my axe, kill 3 at once. The human kind of staggers away and succumbs to poison. And here's Ashura. I'm just messing around at this point. I make friends with a wizard who drops a fire spell. I'm like, okay, cast the fire spell. I burn up my newspaper. I also almost murder a couple of my friends, and then I do finish them off. But my mage companion drops a trident, which I feel is very appropriate. I murder a poor sea turtle. People complain that there's too little combat in this game, that there's too much combat in this game. I was just going for like the simple representations. This is the pretty exciting part. I think this is where I commit suicide. But it's interesting because I'm holding a bomb in my inventory at the end, and the bomb goes off immediately. So, 5 minutes of Overworld. I've enjoyed it. Goodbye.